Alright, welcome to another build video here on the layout. Still working on scenery and things and structures. So today I'm going to be working on the overpass. It's going to span these tracks. I've got the extra I-beams right here. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to prep these pieces right here, these four pieces, for being painted gray. And that's going to take some sanding or grinding with the Dremel, because these were 3D printed laying flat, so the back side's got texture to it, so I need to get rid of that. Even though you'd probably never see it, I go the extra mile and I get everything done. Alright, so let me get the camera set up. I'm going to try to get a different angle today, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to see if I can find a way of doing it, but otherwise, give me a second, we'll be there. Alright, I'm back. So, I have my I-beams here. If you watched our live video, you know what those are all about. I have to do some grinding and filing on these as well. So I'm going to do that while I do this. So the first thing I need to do is I've got to take the rest of the supports out of the I-beams. As you can see, there are these little things right here, look like little, I don't know what they look, but anywhere the holes are. So I'm trying to do this without stabbing myself. I have a tendency of doing that quite regularly when I'm taking supports out. But that popped really well. That came out really nice. Do the other side. Now these go on top of these pieces. So I'm getting close. Yep, I'm getting close. All right. So there's the first one. Now, as we said in the live that I did on this, my son made these. This was all 3D printed, and I gave him the dimensions I wanted, and he got them printed exactly the way I wanted. That's one of the great things about the 3D printing is you can really customize it up. So good. All right, so those four are ready. You can see a little bit of the layering that's here, and we'll take care of all of that with the grinding and the sanding. And here's the other side. This is the side that was face down on the plate, and we do a double thickness on the first level so that it really sets up nicely. But this all has to be ground off. It's like that on every one of them. And then the back side of this right here. And again, just because, even though it's going to be up against the thing, I'll go ahead and do it a little bit and get it knocked down a tiny bit just so that it looks a little better. All right, so now what's going to happen is we're going to be going to the Dremel. I use like the cone type looking bit, and we're going to be hitting these. I'll do these first. I got to get the one side because it has the same thing as these do. It has the one side that's down. You can kind of see it. It has a real rough texture to it. So we'll get that first. I do this first with this to get the majority. And then I come in with a variety of the little files and I get the rest of it. So we'll go fast forward on this. And I'm going to get this up just a little bit so I get a little more light here. But you should still be able to see everything just fine. Okay, so I'm going to get at it. So we're going to get this stacked and out of the way. Right there. Alright, so it's going to get noisy, so we'll mute it, put some music on until I start talking again. So this is pretty good now. So next step is I use this and I just get the melted bits off that came from the Dremel. Okay, so here they are, all sanded, all four. Got to do a reprint on the one, so there's 4/5 of them, and I spin them in the light like this so I can see the where you've got that extra coating and everything where it's rough. It actually reflects, so it's easy to see. They're fine. So those are going to be the underside. All right. So next step is going to be to work on these. All right, so let me explain what I've done. This, I did the back of this. I just did these 4 closest to the sides, because if anything's going to be visible when it's glued up there, it'll just be along the edges, mostly just up here at the top. All right, so Tamaya putty, I use the gray. I use a bit of styrene. I just do a little bit out. This side right here, that's really good usually, the side that's always up. There is a pattern, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my palm sander. It's just, you can just get that at any hardware store. It's a sander, it just fits in the palm of your hand, thus palm sander. And I use a 600 grit paper, and what I'll do is I will palm sand this side to where it's just perfectly smooth. Take me about 5 minutes to do all of the pieces. If I could get down in here, I would do that with this stuff, but this is recessed down below the level of this, so I can't get a good sander down in there. But it doesn't matter. Like I said, this is like a 5-minute job, either palm sander or hand sanding with the paper, the sandpaper. So it'll be done pretty soon. Now here's where a lot of people that print with resin are going to say, oh, you're not going to do that with resin. It's like, well, I know we don't, but I also don't have the fumes that resin has either, off of anything that I work with on this. So, and they say the resin fumes are pretty toxic. So, where everything is done inside the house, I just find this is better for us right now. If I ever get a dedicated building, or whatever for the layout, then I might think about getting a resin printer. But I don't mind taking a few minutes and getting all of this done, because this is old school modeling here. I mean, this is like when you put a model together and you got seams and you had to do putty and sand and everything. So many people today don't have the ability to do that. They don't, well, maybe not have the ability, but they don't even have the want to do that, or, either the time or the want to do that. And me, I don't mind. I actually enjoy doing this sort of stuff, because it just reminds me of when I was a kid building models. All right, so here's the final part to our build. This weekend when we do our live, I will be showing you this pretty much finished up. As you can see, we've got the supports. We've got the deck bridge part built. Maybe wondering what these are right here. What I've done is I've come in to give some uneven texturing along the surface to show like maybe concrete patches over the years. This whole thing's going to get painted the same color as this is right here. So that's this will look really good with it all like that. I'll do some weathering and things on this to make sure this is, well, I'll probably make this a little darker of a gray than what this gray will be, so it'll differentiate the patches from the old poured. So, and then we will have obviously the lines, the double yellow lines here, and the solid lines, and then the single white dash line right here going between. As you can see, it's good enough for 4 cars. I'll show you what the final part is. So we have these right here, which are going to go all along the edge right here as the final guard. It may seem a little high, but if you've ever looked at like the overpasses, paid attention to them, it almost covers the entire height of a vehicle, so that if there's anything gets vehicle becomes uncontrolled, it won't go over the edge. So that'll be the last step right there, all along this top edge right here. Okay, and I checked to make sure I clear, even given the fact that the ties and the rail aren't there. I've got well over ½ an inch of clearance right there to the top of a container car, which is one of the tallest things we'll be running. Auto carrier might be a little taller, but not by much, so we will clear everything perfectly with the road bed, or with the track and ties nailed down. So you can see right there. Okay, so I will be weathering this up, the bases up. We'll be doing some highlight weathering along all edges, and maybe a little streaking done here. And then, of course, on the right here on this edge, I'll be doing some streaking along here with the white or fading, however I want to do it. Then where this connects in back here, I'll just take this where it's a little higher right here, and I'll just do a foam transition. That'll just be a slight drop to get it to street level. So that should take care of this. So when you get to see here how this looks, how that'll be for seeing the trains coming through. And like I said, this will be the grass of a park. We'll have a fence right here that'll keep people away from the track. And on this side, we'll have part of the parking lot right here with some cars parked. And then this just obviously just drops right off, right there on the edge. So let me back this up a little bit here. All right, so there's how that's going to look. So I hope that you've enjoyed this, and then check in with us this weekend for the live stream. We'll hopefully show this completely painted and kind of just in place permanently. I'll have it try to lift it out if I need to, but once I start putting the landscaping around the bases of this, it'll pretty much be solid in there. So I'll probably just leave it temporarily just in place until I get all the track and ballasting done, because I don't want to have to be trying to reach under there to do that. And then I'll just set it in place permanently and then build the landscaping up. All right, well, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and you've got some ideas for how you can do yours. This was done cheaply and simply. I think total materials here was about maybe $3-4 in actual styrene. Well, let's just say $5. And then the print for the columns and everything down here, probably less than $1 in the material. So for roughly about $6-7, I've got my Overpass. All right, thanks for watching.